Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. I hope you're all doing well today. I have got another festive beer for you. It's another one that I recently picked up from Marks and Spencer's. It's been brewed by Meantime Brewing. It's out of Greenwich, and this is their winter spiced porter, and this one is coming in at 5.5% ABV. So the winter spiced porter, rich, dark and fruity, brewed by Meantime out of Greenwich. Says it there, and up there, Meantime Brewing Co. Yeah, a winter spiced porter, rich, dark and fruity. Paid $1.80 for a bottle of this one. This, out of the M&S Christmas range, was the one I was most interested in having a go on. Lovely bit of flavour text. It says, this ale is brewed by the Meantime Brewery using 7 different malts and British hops. And in brackets, it's got Fuggles and Goldings. So British hops from Kent to produce a very well balanced traditional London porter, a style of ale which dates back to 1750, adding cinnamon and allspice as a lovely aromatic depth, perfect for a winter warmer. So a good old fashioned London porter with cinnamon and spices added to it. Does sound good. Really sounds good. Served chilled, not too cold. Yep. Stored according to ingredients: water, malted barley, torrefied wheat, yeast, hops, cinnamon and allspice. So yeah, looking forward to this one. 5.5%. It's in a 500ml bottle. Let's get this porter out of this bottle into a glass. Plain silver bottle cap. Like I say, less than £2 for the bottle. Plenty of smoke on the opening to this one. Loads of smoke, in fact. Get some smoky beers. Get it into the glass. I've pretty much got this one at room temperature, to be honest, to kind of give the flavours a chance to jump out and do their thing. I don't mind a kind of room temperature to slightly chilled dark beer. There she is in the glass. It's a porter. With the light shining through it on me, I can see plenty of red bleeding through it, so it's not a jet black beer. I'll try and get the light so you can see that. You might have just caught a little bit of red bleeding through there. There you go. So it is slightly translucent. Lots of red bleeding through, but it's a dark ale. It's got a half a finger slightly tanned head on it, as you can see. Let's get me snouting, see what the aroma is telling us. Oh, wow. Goodness me. Okay, loads of spice. Loads of cinnamon. I'm barely getting any sort of chocolate roasted malt character on it at all. This is all about the cinnamon and spice. It smells very good. I just thought maybe I'd be getting a bit more chocolate, a bit more sort of roasted malt coming through, but it smells very Christmassy. Let's get stuck in. Cheers. There's a little bit of roastiness on the back. It's very spicy. The cinnamon is very pronounced on this one. It's very thin, very carbonated. So what, the cinnamon and the spices, there's ginger, a touch of clove. The spice and the cinnamon are the most pronounced flavour on this beer. In the past, I've had porters and stouts that are meant to have had a Christmas flavour, and I felt like they've lacked that kind of spice and they've lacked that cinnamon, and it's all been about the roasted malt and the chocolate and all the other things that you get from every other porter and every other stout. This one's gone the other way. This one's all spice, all cinnamon, and very little roasted malt character to speak of, chocolate, coffee or anything like that. It is very light. It's a proper porter. There is a touch of roasted malt on it, but not enough. I would have just liked a touch more. I went to a pub yesterday afternoon for a Sunday roast, and I drank their festive ale, and it was just like a ruby ale. I think that had more of a roasted malt character to it than this does, and it wasn't a porter. This has got all the colour of a porter, but just not enough roasty, coffee, chocolate, that roasty malt characters. It's all spice, it's cinnamon, ginger, clove, such a nutmeg. It's Christmassy, there's no two ways about it. It's a very Christmassy beer. And it's actually quite nice. It's just not a good porter. It's too thin for a start. It's too thin. And the roasted malt, character of the roasted malt aren't doing enough, excuse me, for me to balance out the addition of the spice and the cinnamon. There should be a balance to it. Should be a nice balance. It should be got spicy cinnamon up front, and then at the back end you should be really getting the roasted malt characteristics should come through, and they never quite do. It's very much subdued and being held down by the spices. It's light on the body. Obviously porters are a lot lighter than stouts, but this one's very light. This one's more sort of, ale-like body. It's thin, it's light, it's borderline watery. Plenty of carbonation in it, but it's spicy. Cinnamon, ginger. I like that. I like those flavours. They're nice flavours. But then when they die down, you're then waiting for the roasted malt to take over. A bit of coffee, a bit of chocolate, something. There's a touch of vanilla. And that's about, to be honest, that's about as non-spicy as the flavours get. Chocolate malts, coffee, never quite comes through. It's a pleasant enough beer. It's just not a very good Christmas porter, unfortunately, for me. But very drinkable nonetheless. But it doesn't quite do what it should do. In my opinion, there needs to be much more in the way of roasted malt character, more coffee, more chocolate, more roastiness to balance it out, really combine beautifully with those spices, because in terms of the spice and the cinnamon addition, they've nailed it. It's really good. And so if it just had a little bit more girth, a bit more roastiness at the back end, that we're looking at a decent winter porter there. But as it is, just misses out, unfortunately. What I'm going to do, I've got a little bit more in the bottle. Chuck that in there. See if that makes any difference. Gave it an aggressive pour. I won't give up on it just yet. I forgot there was a bit more in the bottle there. Give it a swirl. The aroma is lovely. It just reminds me of gingerbread men. Fresh gingerbread men. Just been baked. It smells cracking, it really does. But now there's just not enough roastiness to it, not enough dark beer elements to it. It's a light, spicy, very drinkable beer, but it's not a very good porter, unfortunately. I like it, but I can't give it a good score because it's just not a very good spice porter. So I'm going to go right down the middle with it, because it is drinkable, and I would drink it again if it was advertised as something else, a spiced winter ale or something like that. I think it would be more accurate. But as it is, it's not particularly good spice porter, but I am enjoying it, and I'm going to go straight down the middle with it. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. So a 5 out of 10 for this winter spiced porter. Have you tried this one? Let me know in the comments. Was it roasty enough for you? Have you had it? M&S 180, not bad. I'd drink it again, but I'd be interested to see if anyone else has had it, and if they thought maybe it was a bit lacking. Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Till my next one, you take care.